Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions once again. So there's been news about this game, there's been more gameplay footage actually about it. I don't want to talk about that because obviously I'm super late. It's been a while since the news has been out. If you haven't seen it yet, there are links in the description below for you to look at the gameplay, look at the systems that the game has. But I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to talk about instead things that have not been revealed yet about Captain Tsubasa. Just things that are interesting about it. So 3 things about Captain Tsubasa that are super interesting. First of all, let's talk about the story mode, the campaign. How could it be? Because according to the few gameplay footage that we've had and the first trailer that we've got as well, there are different things that there are different signs of a very interesting and kind of somewhat lengthy story campaign for this game, and I'm kind of interested in that. So Captain Tsubasa, for those who don't know, the story pretty much starts with Tsubasa as a teenager. Well, he's always a teenager in the whole thing, but it starts very young, and he starts in a junior. I don't know the terms exactly for soccer, so I'm just gonna be using my own terms because I know them only in French. So he starts in something that is like the juniors league. If you want. So he started in a juniors team, but he's in Japan, right? They're in Japan, but he started in the Japanese junior, in one of the Japanese juniors team, and eventually he will play against different Japanese different Japanese teams, and try to make his way up to the national Japanese team to play in the World Cup. So just from there, there's going to be a lot of different things that will happen in the videos that we've seen. That in all the gameplay footage that we've seen so far, they are in the juniors league. Every team, both of the teams that we see constantly in the footages are both in the juniors league, and they will go all the way up to the national team. Some characters will make it there, some will not. Now, about the story, like I say, he's going to try to make his way up to the national team, and from there, from the juniors league team, he's going to play against all different kinds of characters, between all different kinds of teams. And also the team of Tsubasa, his current team that he's in, will also grow. They will recruit more players, and in this footage that we've seen so far, there's no signs of these players yet. However, they will join that team later, so there's a chance that the story will go from the juniors team first of all, but there will be a bit of things to do there. There's going to be a bit of recruiting to do as well, and probably a bit of rivalries going on as well with different characters out there in different teams. That's how the story goes, at least in the anime, and I'm expecting it to be the case as well in this game. Now they will go also in the Japanese national team to play in the World Cup, and in the Japanese national team they're going to have a lot of characters that were in the juniors team. And also something that is interesting to me, we see the team of Tsubasa here, that is in white and blue. They are already full. This is a full team, 11 players, I think, right? That's how soccer works. So 11 players. However, because they're going to recruit, it means that we are going to also see bench warmers. Bench warmers are like side players that you use to replace other players in case of a player being injured or something. If they cannot play anymore, they have to be replaced, or if they're not performing well, they'll be replaced by another player who is a bench warmer. So that is pretty interesting. So maybe there's going to be some sort of team formation system where you're going to replace players here and there. And like they said in one of the previous articles, they said that each character is going to have its own special ability, its own things, in order to be unique. So it's interesting to me how the story can be very, very good. Also, when they are going to play in the World Cup, there are several teams that are very important. I don't think they will be playing against all of the teams that exist in the world. However, in the anime, there are very iconic teams and characters that exist in that anime and in the story. And I'm 100% convinced that they will make their way up into this game. So different teams that are very important, for example, are Argentina, Italy, Germany, and Brazil. Brazil is a huge one in the story of Captain Tsubasa, and actually I think it's the main rival of Japan, because there's a character in there that is has a very strong presence, and is kind of a rival to Tsubasa himself. So we're going to see that happen. I'm hoping that the story mode will not just be like something like My Hero Academia One Justice, right? Where they make like they take a little picture of the anime and then they put text onto it, and it's like, oh well, that's it, it's just narration. I hope it's not just something like that. I hope it's more like a bit of a visual novel, at least, where you see characters talk to each other, because there's a lot of characters in Captain Tsubasa. There's side characters like trainers who are super important in the story. At least I would like them to make an appearance as a character in a visual novel format. At least they don't have to have a model, but at least I want to see dialogues between characters. I want to see discussion between characters, because Tsubasa also has he has friends that are not necessarily players. He kind of has a love interest as well, so I want to see all of that at least being displayed in the game, in a way or another, but not in just narration text. I want to see dialogues. I want to hear dialogues. I want to see interaction between characters, because that's something that is super important in Captain Tsubasa, in my opinion. The other thing that is super interesting about this is also going to be the difficulty of this game. Now, it's a soccer game, right? It's a soccer game. It kind of has RPG elements to it, and I think that's the most interesting about most interesting thing about this game, the RPG elements. And if it's a soccer game and you have to put difficulties in this game, I think it's going to be interesting, because the difference between a game like this and a game like, let's say, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, right? Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, they don't have difficulties, but if they had to have difficulty options in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, what they would do is they would probably increase the health of the boss fights, the health pool, and also the damage that is dealt into by the bosses, right? Something like that. Or they can increase the number of enemies that will try to fight you all the time, things like that. But in a soccer game, it's a team of 11 players versus 11 players. So what can they do to make it more difficult? What they can do is they can make the AI smarter every time, and that can be very, very good, because it's no necessarily bullshit. It's more like you have to play well. However, it can be bullshit. It can be bullshit because the AI can play just perfectly all the time and completely wrecks you. I would prefer that. To be honest, personally, I would prefer an AI that plays super well versus me, instead of an AI that has bullshit things like more, I don't know, spirit gauge, like they call it here, some more stamina, more stats. That would be kind of bullshit in my opinion, and not very fun, I think. But because it's a soccer game, I do believe that they will have to make the AI smarter every time to make the game more difficult. But yeah, I think the difficulty in this game can be good. I hope they don't go for the same route as Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and they put only one difficulty option. That would be kind of sad in my opinion. Now, finally, the last thing, the third thing that is the most interesting part of Captain Tsubasa is how it's going to be the player-to-player interaction, which implies that there might be multiplayer. We don't know if multiplayer is in the game yet. However, it has been said in some videos by some people that the game has player versus player local, right? It has 2 players option. You can play with a friend against a friend if you want, like in games like FIFA or Pro Evolution Soccer, things like that. Now, multiplayer online, how could it be? In my opinion, I don't really have high hopes for online necessarily. I think even if it's in the game, I think online might suck a little bit because it might be kind of laggy, kind of stuttery and rubber bandy. I don't have my hopes too high for that, right? But I don't have a problem with online lag and stuff like that. I don't mind it. I just want to play games with people online and have fun. The lag to me is something that's super not really important to me. It doesn't affect my enjoyment of the game that much. Now, another thing about a sign of online or multiplayer, local or online, there is a good chance that those exist as well. I do believe in that, because we see in the footage, there is a footage of a mirror match in this game, meaning that you have the ability to change your team. You have the ability to play with other teams that are not Tsubasa's team, right? You have the ability to play like that. So it's going to be very interesting with the number of teams that will be available in the story mode, and that will be able to play in the full game, in the game actually, right? So outside of story mode, that's going to be super interesting. How many different teams can you have? How many abilities exist per characters? Things like that. So yeah, I'm very interested in all of that. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that the game will be good. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out around, I'm expecting around May or July. Between May and July might be a good release date for this game. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'm gonna keep talking about Captain Tsubasa more and more. I really like the gameplay, by the way, and if I have to say one or two things about the gameplay, the only thing that I don't really like so far is the camera angle. If it was a bit further from the stage, I think that would be pretty good, but maybe that would be an option. It's not a major issue, but I think it could be better a little bit. The other thing is also going to be about the let's say the animations. Some people say that they are a little bit stiff. I do agree with that a little bit. They could be a bit better, but if they are not changed, I don't really mind that much. Still, I would like them to be a bit better, but I think the game looks fantastic. So I'm really hoping to play this game soon enough. And I want to play it. I enjoy Captain Tsubasa a lot. I think it was really one of my favorite animes as a kid. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna see you all in the next video. Bye bye.